Right. 24 April 2025. And today I'm very excited to be giving you my morning update. And today is a very important day because we're going into the third day of the national shutdown, which has been very successful. And last night, in fact, a few hours ago, Geza has given an update. So Geza, Blessed Geza, is a top war veteran in Zimbabwe who has been leading a mass protest against Mnangagwa. And he has issued a statement on Twitter. While most of you were sleeping, Geza has issued a statement on Twitter. And he says, fellow Zimbabweans, it's day 2 of our indefinite stay away. And I would like to thank you once again for heeding our call. Atisukudzosa Trimbo United will remove Mnangagwa from power and save our country from grand looting. The looting. So let's continue the looting. That has deprived you of decent lives. Like I said, this stay away is for all of us. So Mnangagwa, let's continue with our stay away. So Mangwana, let's continue with our stay away. Munwese Garakumba, that tender. So that is the message from top war veteran, Blessed Geza. And he says, the stay away continues. This is an indefinite stay away until Mnangagwa is removed. So this is until Mnangagwa is removed. This is not going to stop, and it's ongoing. The warning is clear. If you continue to go to work, eventually you're going to be caught up in the crossfire when the arrests start. Dockets have already been prepared for a whole bunch of people who are in a list. So there is a list that has been prepared of over 34 people. And as people get arrested, it is expected that they will resist. And eventually someone is going to get hurt. That is what Geza has said. And I'm also explaining here, as I did last night, stay at home. We do not want taxis. We do not want markets. So Mbare Market, anyone with a taxi, do not take your taxi into town. Do not take your in-drive into town. Do not take your child into town. Stay at home. And if you're a big shop, stay closed. So all supermarkets, stay closed. All banks, stay closed. There is nothing for you in the city of Harare. The whole economy has collapsed. And what Geza is trying to do is to revive the economy. So Mnangagwa is gone. That is the thing that is being said here by Geza. So let's make sure that we stay at home. I'll be updating you as we go throughout the morning. We're going to stay on top of this until Mnangagwa is gone. So you see, Kuti, some of us have got no doubt. I do not have any hesitation. And I know what is going to happen. Mnangagwa is going to be gone by the 6th. There will be an impeachment, and Mnangagwa is going to be gone. For the guys in Bulawayo, do not go to the ZITF, and I'm going to be talking more about it. The ZITF is a joke. Do not laugh at the joke. Stay away. If you're in Bulawayo, do not go into town. Avoid supporting Mnangagwa. So avoid supporting Mnangagwa. Hapana zvazvinoita, hapana zvazvinobatsira, zvakabroka. Right, let's go to some news very quickly because I'm going to be coming here many times today. I don't want to keep it longer and longer. I want to start with a key event for today. This is amazing, and I want you guys to understand what's going on. At the University of Zimbabwe today, there is going to be a protest, and this is picketing. So I'm going to take you through what is going to be happening today. If you're a student at the University of Zimbabwe, do not go to school. I would like to thank you last week for not going to school. The university was closed, and today we want the university to close again. So the university must close again until the lecturers, your lecturers, have the proper salaries. So this is the communique from the University Association of University Teachers. As you may be aware, we are picketing on the 24th and 25th of April. 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we guided that our strike means it cannot be business as usual. It means not participating in UZ communications platforms, including WhatsApp, no to marking, no board meetings, no research, no lecturers, no communication with UZ authorities for UZ business. If you feel coerced by your deans or chairmen to do work implicitly or otherwise, that is direct contempt of court. Hence, report this conduct to the UAT legal team for appropriate action. So this is what is going to happen. We'll gather for picketing outside the University Mount Pleasant main gate in the area overlooking the car park opposite the Faculty of Law. The picketing time is 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Regalia, you are requested to wear your academic gowns for the picket, bring your own water and snacks, bring your placards. So activities will be solidarity speeches from sister unions and invited guests, song and dance, and waving and placards. Then there will be a night vigil between 7:30 p.m. for a WhatsApp rally, just as they did last night. Aluta continua, that is Dr. P.M. Chamburuka, AUT president. So I'd like to thank Rume Ava. These are the Rumen. I like this union. It's doing a great job. So I would like to also explain to the University of Zimbabwe students, the students of the UZ, that is the political foundation of our country. So almost every politician that you know came from the University of Zimbabwe, from NAST, and from all the other universities. Allow your lecturers to lead. What we're doing is to create a new country. And these lecturers, with the Association of University Teachers, are creating a foundation for you to have a successful country, to have jobs when you finish your studies. So if I see any student from UZ, achiti tucha, going to the UZ, tinoziva kuti uri kusapota joblessness. Don't support Mnangagwa, don't support joblessness. Atidi zvinhu zvakapusa, atidi munhu akapusa. So if I see any student, mundiudze, WhatsApp me on my number. All you guys know my number. WhatsApp me there. Tione student iyeye anoenda ku UZ when the lecturers are picketing after obtaining a court order. Remember, they were stopped, and our lecturers are demanding $2,500 a month salary. So no students today at UZ, no taxi at UZ, only the picketing lecturers are required today. Atidi zakapusa. So don't be that student, akapusa. Do you want to be muna akapusa? No. So that is what is happening in the UZ today. Amazing stuff. And we support our lecturers. Good job, the union. Now let's go to other stories. I'm going to quickly take you through a few other stories. And let me see what I've got here. As I said, do not go to the ZITF. Zimbabwe International Trade Fair is a propaganda tool from Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is using the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair to make it appear as if Zimbabwe is functional. The country is not functional. The country has been destroyed. So what they're doing is that the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair is going to be destroyed or demolished. They're going to demolish the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair, and on its place, they are going to build an international conference center. So let me explain to you what is going to be happening. So the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair is currently running, and they've announced that they are going to be demolishing the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair, and they'll build in its place a smart city. So this smart city is going to be called the Zimbabwe International Conference and Exhibition Smart City, ZICES. That is because no one is coming to the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. The Zimbabwe International Trade Fair is a ghost town, and nothing's happening there. the economy of Zimbabwe has collapsed under Mnangagwa with his poor policies. And all the guys that you see in the structure of the ZITF are agents of Mnangagwa. So at the moment, they plan to demolish every building in there and leave a few buildings and move the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair to Harare. So that is what they're planning to do. And they claim that they've received $12 million to do this. And as I said, the people of Bulawayo boycott the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. It's nothing, it's a joke, and it's for people from Harare. They're trying to take over those grounds and build a smart city. They are also currently looking for money to build a 5,000-seater conference center and 2 hotels. And you know who's going to build it there. It's going to be Tagwirei and his friends. So, as I said, boycott that thing. All the people of Bulawayo, we want to see you boycotting it. Don't listen to the journalists from Bulawayo that have been bought and paid for. What an embarrassing Judas. Two prominent mid houses in Bulawayo have been bought and paid for to say that there is no stay away. They are Judas. They will do anything for 30 pieces of silver. Saka, embarrass those people who are saying that there's no stay away. Join other people from across the country. People of Bulawayo, do not be used by these people. So avoid the ZITF. I'm going to pass this message across the whole city. When the ZITF opens, atidi tucha wakananga ku ZITF, there must be no person inside the ZITF. That is one of the biggest protests that we want to see at the ZITF in Bulawayo. That is people power. The economy is not functional. There are no jobs in Bulawayo. There is no water. You are drinking sewage right now in Bulawayo because there's no water. You are drinking sewage. There is no housing. The roads are a mess in Bulawayo. Don't support these people. Don't support Mnangagwa's failure and his bunch of people that are working over there. And Abu Sisa and all those people at the ZITF. What have they ever done for the city? They just appear once every year and they pretend as if Bulawayo is doing well. That city has been badly neglected. So avoid going to the ZITF. Please don't go there. Don't go to the ZITF. Yaka broker. Yaka broker. ZITF is a joke. And currently, all the international exhibitors have cancelled. The only country that is over there is Belarus. And you don't want to do anything with Belarus. What have you ever seen? Belarus. I've never seen any other country over there at the ZITF because many countries recognize that thing is a failure. So don't be part of a failure. All right, we've covered ZITF, Yaka broker. Now let's go to other stories. ZITF is a joker, commander. Now let's go to other stories. And I want to quickly look at my favorite newspaper, the H Metro. So H Metro is carrying a big important story today. So the young lady that you're seeing on the screen has passed away in China. She's called Shamiso Althea Gozho. She was 24 years old and suffered from cancer. So the family has been trying to raise $26,000. They've successfully raised, according to the story in the H Metro, $26,000 to repatriate the body of the young lady. So cancer is devastating. And once you are given a cancer diagnosis, things tend to deteriorate quite quickly. And this is unfortunate that the young student died alone in China and very sick. So what I normally suggest is for guys, do your tests every year. And for girls, do your test, especially cervical cancer, breast cancer, and blood cancer. So these tests are widely available here in South Africa. For guys, the most important tests include your prostate check, your testicular check, and also your STI tests. And the minute I do all those tests. In fact, last week, I just did all my tests. And guys, I'm going to be around here for a long, long time. Except Kuti, ndichafanira kunoita matests angu ekuti how bad was the poisoning by Mnangagwa and his people when I went to Zambia. They poisoned my blankets in Zambia. Vanhu ava varoi, avatakati, avatakata ilanga libalele. So that is very important. So condolences to the family. And let's see what happens. She's going to be buried sometime this weekend, according to the newspaper, the H Metro newspaper. And then let's quickly run to South Africa. So in South Africa, there is a major development today. The Minister of Finance of South Africa is going to reverse the plan to hike the VAT rate by 0.5%. This is a massive development. This almost collapsed the GNU. So Enoch Gondongwana is announced, or is going to announce today, that they are no longer going to be increasing the VAT rate by 0.5%. This is a massive political blow for the ANC, because this was resisted heavily across South Africa, and the DA was against this plan to increase the VAT rate by 0.5%. In fact, the decision to not go ahead with the increase was reached without the DA, but it was done with other partners in the GNU. Currently, the Minister of Finance of South Africa and also the Reserve Bank governor are in Washington, where they were hoping to meet the American officials, but this has not succeeded. I've not seen the meeting with the Americans. And these policy inconsistencies by the ANC are badly damaging the economy of South Africa. So let's see what happens today. Remember, today, we also have the billionaire Dangote speaking in Washington, and I'm going to be looking for that video and sharing it with you. So it's amazing. We're going to see a lot happening during the spring meetings of the IMF. The IMF has indicated that the South African economy is going to suffer under heavy debt, with 88% of GDP as debt in South Africa. So the debt of South Africa is going to reach 88% of GDP by 2030. So 2030, 88% debt in South Africa. The South African rand is suffering very badly, especially after the introduction of the tariffs. I think we're now at the point where the South African rand is probably at one of its worst moments, especially given that AGOA is coming to an end. AGOA has basically been removed because of the tariffs. Remember, South African goods were getting into America with no tariffs. And currently, South Africa exports $3 billion worth of cars into America. And this is going to be the most hard-hit sector in South Africa. That is the car industry. And the banks are already making plans for the agricultural sector and for the car sector, which are going to be the most affected by AGOA at the ending of AGOA. So very, very bad. The South African economy going to suffer very, very badly. And let's see what happens. The plans that South Africa has got are going to depend on their political will, especially to deal with the issues around Hamas and Iran. So let's see how they do it. It's going to be interesting. And today, as you know, President of Ukraine, Zelenskyy, has arrived in South Africa and is going to be meeting with President Ramaphosa at the Union buildings. I think in this morning around 9 or 10, he's going to be meeting over there with the South African President Ramaphosa and Zelenskyy. Very interesting. Then let me go into some sport. A South African soccer player has passed away. So on your screen, the young man is called Sinamandla Zondi. Sinamandla Zondi played for a team called Durban City, and he collapsed on Tuesday during warm-up, and his father and brother were in the crowd waiting for him to start. So when he didn't come on the pitch, the match was played until halftime, when the team officials came and told the family that Sinamandla had collapsed and died. So he was carried to Life Chasmith Hospital, where he died. That is on Tuesday, and it's not clear what caused the death. Unfortunately, for this young player. He passed away, and this is not common. It's in fact very rare to see a player collapsing on the pitch in South Africa, but this has happened. So soccer players, rest in peace to Sinamandla Zondi. And then obviously in Zimbabwe, we've had a massive development, which is Zimbabwe winning their first test cricket match in over 5 years. I don't know if 10 years. So the young man, the tall young man over there, he's doing amazing. He's Mzarabani. Yes, he took 9 wickets. So that is Mzarabani. Good job, young man, Mzarabani. It's been long since I watched a cricket match. The last time I watched a cricket match in Zimbabwe was in 2003. So I'm going to come back and watch very, very soon. When you see me in Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa is gone and things are going to improve. So I am the guy who is going to be the indicator of whether things have improved in Zimbabwe or not. So very, very important. Let's see what happens. We've got only about 10 days to go before Mnangagwa is gone. In the next 10 days, Mnangagwa will be gone. He won't be there. And do not hesitate. These are very important moments. We want this to work. We don't want people who vacillate. So if you're in Harare and we see you, you're a business leader, you are a community leader, you are a trader, and you go tucha into town, we know kuti wakapusa. You don't understand what is important and what is at stake. We want our economy to function. We want our people to get jobs. We want our civil servants to earn at least $1,500 a month. Saka, tikakuona, uchingofamba mtown zvisina basa. There are people who just go into a bus. Say, Muna and Shabi, are you a demon who just walks all over the place for no reason? Garakumba, you've been told by Mudara Geza, ausi demoni, rinongo famba zvisina basa, atidi mademoni, atidi tucha. So in Harare, we expect total compliance. We don't want someone who says, hakuna stay away. One must stay here. Urukuite in town. What are you doing in town? What money are you making in town? Stay away from the town. The same thing over and over again. So, Zungu iroro, reda kuti munango famba in town for no reason. Even if you're not working, don't say I'm working in town, I'm not working. Walk away from town. Go somewhere else. Don't go in the city. We want 0 people inside the town of Harare. Atidi mungu town. So these people who are just looking good, I want to go to Harare and see if they're people. Ndimi vanhu vari kukonzera kuti Mnangagwa agare muchigaro chake achiba mari yenyu every day. Mnangagwa is stealing in a legendary way. He's stealing 12 tons of gold at the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. He's crashed 2 currencies. And munhu iyeye ndiye auraya nyika. Mnangagwa akabroka. Zvinosemesa zvinoitwa naMnangagwa negovernment yake yakazara zvigananda. Now let's quickly look at the Herald newspaper. I'm going to quickly look at the Herald newspaper. And guys, we're not playing. Hatisi kutamba. Panozosvika musi wa6 May, you're going to understand. It's going to be a big thing. And there are people who think it's going to be business as usual. This is not business as usual. If you hear someone saying the words business as usual, they don't know what's coming. What's coming has never been seen before. And this time, it's different. Mnangagwa is finished. He's gone. He's not coming back. And Mudara Geza, we're going to give him 100% of our support, no matter what happens. So now let's look at the story. Zimbabwe's largest diamond producer ramps up investment in Zimbabwe. This is lies. The Russians are not going to invest anything. You can assure yourself, and I can let you know, they will not invest anything. No one is investing anything in Zimbabwe. That place is finished. Zimbabwe under Mnangagwa will never recover. And then we've got Mudara Chiwenga, I showed you yesterday, and we also have the guys who accompanied him over here. That is the ministers. Guys, don't go to ZITF. Do not go there. Let that thing flop as much as possible. And then there is the Brigadier General Rungani, who has died. Rest in peace, Mdara Wedu. And then let's see where else is here. Harrison's heart still. Who is Harrison? Harrison. This is not Harrison. Mark Harrison. So he walked the touchline of Zimbabwe football, but for the British coach, memory of Harare City still strike a chord. So that is Harrison. I don't know where they saw him. You can go check it out in the Herald newspaper. And then UK deepens trade ties with Zimbabwe. So delegates follow the proceedings. Right, guys, I want to just go to the American embassy. So I like the guys at the American embassy. But you know what? I saw Ambassador Tremont at ZITF. So I wanted to ignore this thing. But no, let me not ignore it. So that is Ambassador Tremont here with Busi Samuel. So she was facilitating a discussion on Zimbabwe. So if you got the US embassy handle, they're saying that she moderated a great conversation on Zimbabwe's investment climate, opportunities to improve bilateral trade and investment, and the transparency and accountability necessary to attract future business to Zimbabwe. So, guys, my opinion on the Americans is very simple. You saw me in New York and you saw me in Washington during the elections. The Americans are the home of capital. So there's nothing you can do without the Americans. And the Americans, what I like about the Americans, they build systems. So if you get Americans coming into country to invest, they're not like other countries. So they're going to build systems and they're going to inherit functional systems from their country. So if you walk in New York, you understand what I'm talking about. Things work. If you walk to Washington, things work. So you benefit not only from capital, but from a better way of doing things. However, what I want to say about the meeting at ZITF is that these guys from ZANU-PF are going to use it as propaganda to say that the Americans are with us and they accept everything that we do. It's a total disaster what is happening right now in Zimbabwe. We've got 104 political prisoners in jail with no trial for the past 24 days. We've got Blessed Mhlanga in jail and it's 56 to 57 days right now. Last year, we had people in jail for 6 months without trial, which made me to travel to Botswana, to SADC, to meet SADC officials. And that was before Ambassador Tremont came to Zimbabwe. So I went to SADC and eventually I traveled to Zambia, where there was the Zambian, the SADC meetings there. Zambia was too in charge. There is a pattern in Zimbabwe of human rights violations. So there is no way that you can sit with the ZANU-PF officials and not raise the issue of human rights violations and poor governance. So that is why it is very important to boycott the ZANU-PF guys. And I would like to encourage the embassies in Zimbabwe not to give the guys in ZANU-PF any attention. Let them sit with the Russians and with the Belarus and with all the other countries, the Chinese, but do not allow them to use the democratic countries as a propaganda tool to say, oh, you see that the Americans are here or the British are here, so we're doing fine. They're not doing fine, these guys. ZANU-PF has destroyed everything. I worked in Zimbabwe from 2001 after I graduated. So I worked in the banking sector, 2001 to 2006. And I ran a business in Zimbabwe for a very long time. You're going to lose money. So if you go into Zimbabwe right now, any country, so let's say you get American investors and say, come to Zimbabwe and invest. They will lose their money. The currency is going to crash. They won't be able to bring their money out. That's the things that we're trying to fix. Right now, with Ambassador Geza, the war veterans have eventually come to understand who the problem is. The problem is Mnangagwa and the officials who are working with Mnangagwa. These guys are a big problem, and corruption is very bad. So it's important to boycott them, and I would like to encourage all the embassies in Zimbabwe to boycott these guys. Do not allow them to use you for propaganda, because that's what they're doing. Every moment that any democratic country sits with ZANU-PF guys, they're going to sit there and say, do you see that? Oh, everyone is accepting us. We're doing fine. The economy is doing well. We need a new government here. And Zimbabwe is an extremely important country in the region. So because of its location and also its size, Zimbabwe has got so much potential, but Mnangagwa is destroying it. His governance is very, very poor. And on top of that, they've rigged the elections. So in August 2023, in fact, in 2023, there was an election in Zimbabwe, which was rigged, which has not been accepted. Every report of every country, they say that election was rigged. It did not meet the parameters of a free and fair election. So this is an illegal government, an illegitimate government, and it should not be given attention by peace-loving and democratic countries. That's my view on this. And unfortunately, we've got a lot of people that don't understand how bad this is. This has been ongoing for 45 years. So these next 10 to 14 days are very, very important. And this is the time when we are calling upon everyone to support the change that is coming. And starting today with the picketing in the University of Zimbabwe, that we need to elevate what's happening. Mnangagwa has just passed a bill right now to stop all NGOs from operating in Zimbabwe. There is no worse moment than now to be connected to Mnangagwa or to be attending events hosted by Mnangagwa. So I hope that this week we don't see more people at the ZITF. ZITF is the worst place right now to be. Totally the worst place and unbelievable. I will not go to the ZITF. In fact, I don't know how I can announce it, like to everyone, that if you attend the ZITF, you are supporting ZANU. Basically, that's what's happening. Right now, let's look at other things here in the newspaper. This newspaper, quite small for today. Let me see if the Chronicle newspaper is published. So that is the Chronicle newspaper of Zimbabwe. So yes, the Chronicle newspaper is here. Let me show you what is in the Chronicle newspaper. And they're leading with the same stories with the Russians. So what these guys are trying to do is to put you into some false rest, like as if someone else is coming and you're going to lose out. You're going to lose nothing in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is collapsed. I worked in Zimbabwe when it was functional. This economy was making money. Right now, nothing is happening over there. So it's the same stories. Basically, it's a copy. It's almost a copy of that Herald newspaper that I was showing you. That is what we have today. With Mzarabani over there doing very, very well. Mzarabani probably the tallest cricket player in Zimbabwe right now. And then let's see who is coming to ZITF. Mutobi Sibanda. Please boycott Mutobi Sibanda. And then there is Sandra Ndebele. I saw Sandra Ndebele at ZITF. And as I said, a number of bloggers have been bought. So what Nick Mangwana has done is to pay a number of prominent journalists in Zimbabwe. And there are people who are willing to do anything for 30 pieces of silver, as I said, and not Judas. So we've got a number of Judases who, when everyone else is protesting, they come out and say, there is no protest. No one is over there. The thing has flopped. You are the one who flopped. So the journalist in Blawa, if I see you saying, Kuti, it has flopped, you are the one who flopped. We want a big, big country. We want a country that does well, but we don't want people who work with it. You can't get paid to lie. That people's struggle is not working. It's working. And myself, guys, I've never taken a cent from anyone. So I've never been paid by anyone, and I will never be paid by anyone. This moment that we're in, these are moments of truth. So these are moments when eventually when history is written, that will make a difference between a sellout, a puppet, and a person that has stood with the people. How can you have a platform and people support you? And then you let people suffer so much. $200 salary. What is that? Like a big old person earning $200. That is because the economy has failed. a minimum wage of 1,500. That's what people want. That is what is going to make someone able to survive in Zimbabwe. And that can only function under Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa has failed. He's got no plan. Right, let's see if there's anything else. And by the way, I don't have any doubts in my mind about what I'm talking about. Okay. I think I've covered everything. What other events do we have? Monday, 14 April, there were some judges who were interviewed and they've passed the first interview. I'll put it on Gambakwe for you to have a look. And then ZITF is going to collapse. It's going to demolish all the building over there and build a conference center that's also in the Chronicle newspaper. Now, let's look at my favorite people. I follow certain people every morning. Let's start with the President Hakainde Hichilema. Let's see what President Hakainde Hichilema said today. My favorite president. Look at that picture. President Hakainde Hichilema is amazing. Guys, I like this man. Check out President Hakainde Hichilema. I was with these guys at the airport. So when I arrived at the airport, President Hakainde Hichilema was just arriving. So I was standing around and the guys came, the security detail of President Hakainde Hichilema, they came and they started to chat. He's amazing, this guy. So what is it? Good morning, fellow citizens. Checking on early risers. This man is up. Your president is busy sleeping right now. Probably had his medication that will last for like the next 12 hours. President Hakainde Hichilema, amazing. I love it. Don't you just love him? President Hakainde Hichilema, amazing. So let's go to President Maboko. What is he saying? President Maboko has arrived in Mon to officially inaugurate the 40th Hospitality and Tourism Association of Botswana annual conference tomorrow. So he arrived yesterday late, and we'll be able to watch that. You can watch the video. I like President Maboko. Did you see how trending this video was? Where he said anyone who goes for a third term is a joke. Who can last more than 10 years in a position? President Maboko, amazing. And let's see Ezra. I want to look at Ezra. Ezra is one of the top journalists in Bulawayo. I don't want to say a lot about Ezra. And that is because of what he wrote yesterday. Ezra, how many times have I called you Ezra? Ezra, what Ezra is doing with the protest, he needs to be warned because he thinks the people of Bulawayo are not watching him, but they're watching very closely. Hatidi tucha tucha. Guys, when I say Hatidi tucha tucha, I'm not joking. This is the last moment of Mnangagwa. If someone thinks that having Mnangagwa in office is helping anybody, or if you have some form of what do you call this syndrome when someone loves their oppressor? If you have that syndrome where you love your oppressor, and then you've got this huge platform, and then you go say, who's Geza? Where did Geza come from? Who is behind Geza? Don't do that, guys, because Paseri up, we're going to watch you and say, Ezra, what did you say? Debele, what did you say? So don't be bought. It doesn't matter that ZITF is being run by guys from Bulawayo. They are part of the oppressive system. We don't want them. Atina Basa na Yebusisa. Don't care that Yebusisa is from Bulawayo. He is an oppressor. He's part of the oppressive system. And we don't want it. It's totally disgusting what I'm seeing right now. And I'm disgusted by ZITF. I'm disgusted by ZANU. I'm disgusted by Mnangagwa. He's destroying our country. So we will not doubt, I've got no doubt in my mind. And indeed, I'm not going to be part of this thing where people just, instead of pushing an agenda to change our country, when the necessary moment comes, you are the one who is standing there questioning everything. You're questioning what? What are you questioning about a protest that was announced and that has been ongoing? Most of these guys have been living in the diaspora. Their wives live in the diaspora. You live in Zimbabwe, your wife lives in the UK. And you still say, who is the Geza? Who is the Geza? Do you see? That's being such a Judas Iscariot. You do anything for 30 pieces of silver. Disgusting. Right, I think I've covered everything. I'll pop a vein right now. I'm just going to pop a vein before I'll pop a vein. But in any guys, I started running my media house. 1998, I got my first funding from the NAST SRC. The NAST SRC was running a newspaper called the NAST Observer. And I do not apologize for opposing oppression and also disorder. This is stupid. A country like Zimbabwe, which has got so much opportunity and potential, being run down while we watch. Someone has just stolen $1 billion. And it's on South African authorities investigated the theft of $1 billion. You've seen a report that shows that $583 million was paid to Week Notify. We don't want to talk about nonsense at this particular time. These guys must go. They must run. So support Mdara Geza. Stay at home. We don't want tucha. And the tucha. Atidi text, atidi bazi, atidi in drive. We don't want that. And today, UZ students, stay at home. Do it like they did last week. No one in the campus. Right. I think we've said it. I'm so proud of what we're doing because we've got no doubt. And we are certain of what we're talking about. Right. I would like to thank all of you for watching. Let's look at the comments before I go. Nabita Capito, Geza, Shana, Plan Uyu. Pasinewe Nabila Capito, Zidzor. Whoever is blaming Shamiso for the destruction of MDC. What is MDC, guys? We don't care about MDC. Where's Drone Master? Is it Drone Master or I don't know. What is a Drone Master? Tucha. No Tucha. And speak facts about Chamisa. The guy is a poor leader. We don't care about it. We like Chamisa. Let's see what Chamisa said today. I like Chamisa. He is working under very difficult circumstances. So Chamisa is spoken about President Domaboko. You can go check it out. And that is the video.
President Domaboko on presidents who want to rule for more than 10 years.
Right. Shigananda. Mnangagwa is the worst person. Like, how do you want to extend your term by 5 years? And you can't even walk. That's terrible. Did you see what happened to Mnangagwa yesterday? He couldn't talk during that meeting with the Russians. He just like walked past. And the Russians like, I'm Mnangagwa, and he's greeting them. That's all he did. Pathetic. What else? I don't like him at all. Let's see what else is here. Moses Chavunga, Chamisa Arukupenda Papi. Yes. I disagree with you. America yakadzakwa kunge Mnangagwa. No. Guys, you've never been to America. I was in the United States of America. That's the home of capital. If you go to Times Square, you understand what I'm talking about. There is no place like New York. There's no place like Washington. America has got so much money that they can, with one little jet, they can cover the whole GDP of Zimbabwe. President Trump is doing great. He's doing very well. And what I'm saying is, if you really want order in our country, we have to work with Americans. That is certain. Right. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you again. Let's spread this message. The stairway is successful. People are not going to work. The economy is on a standstill. And the only person right now who's talking about business as usual is a Mnangagwa supporter. So if you see someone saying, the stairway is flopped, no one is going, that person is a Judas. Passing away Judas, you do anything for 30 pieces of silver, especially the journalists who've been bought. You are disgusting. You can't be paid to talk against your own people. How can you be a top journalist and you allow yourself to be paid? Resist temptation. You're going to make a lot of money in the new government. Don't be paid to say that the protest has failed. We hate that. And I hate it very much. And you never see me getting paid. In my house, I live on $500 a month. I've got the bare minimum cost. I don't have like extravagant lifestyle so that I don't get bored. If you live this life of flashing and you walk around with the ZANU-PF guys and you've got a big farm there that's making losses and a big mine there that's making losses and you're working with Mnangagwa's children, you're going to be bought. And then you pay Judas, a TD Judas. And you've got a stupid hospital, Karguita losses. Don't fight us. Don't fight the people. 16 people are living under hostage from Mnangagwa. And you are Judas, personal Judas. So atidi tucha. No tucha. Neka bazi kako. Atidi tucha. Neka rori kako. Atidi tucha. Neka market. Zuma tomato. Zvakaora. Atidi tucha. Wakananga kunasti netu buku. Twako. Kana ku use it. Unoshanda kupi. Kusina mabasa. So today, guys, the day. And we need to intensify the pressure on Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is just about to fold. He just needs a little push and he'll tip over. Mnangagwa, I got broker. Right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you again a little bit later. And please watch Drumas Media. They're doing a great job. Drumas Media, Mkoma wangu, Andrew Neshamba, is going around town. Go and watch his videos over there. He is one guy who is giving us what's on the ground. Massive stay away taking place. And thank you to Mdara Geza, Mdara Wedu, our hero. Thank you very much and a good day to you.